You got a lot of guys who have had careers longer than 4 years here at 174 pounds as they get going. A chalk bracket here at 174 pounds as well.
You know what this looks like? You know what this looks like, Mike? Earlier I heard him say there's only 2 perfect NCAA basketball brackets. Well, I own one of them. This would be like my bracket.
The odds are 1 in 900 quintillion.
Congrats. Yeah, it's me and some other guy somewhere, like that chose the bracket the way that we did.
You want to go in on a Powerball ticket?
We should, right? We really should. Hidley you see how Hidley looks a little smaller? Because Hidley took the extra year. But Hidley's like, hey, I'm not going back down to 57. I'm going to wrestle where I'm comfortable. And honestly, sometimes it's a lesson for these kids. You don't have to suck all the weight off. You can wrestle where you feel good, and you'll wrestle good.
And he's been feeling good because on his attack, he likes to go ahead and come heavy on the head with that right-hand collar. Carter Starace is a tough guy to get through his head-hands defense. He likes to attack to the right side over there to his right. But Hidley, even being a little bit shorter in stature here, he's really kind of, I think, picked up, spent a lot of time in the weight room. He looks
big and strong.
Really solid,
yeah, he looks strong, solid. But I mean, Starace's a big kid for the weight class. You could tell. I remember when Starace was a freshman. He's young. He might not be able to compete, and then he won a national championship. And now he finds himself in the semifinals again, taking on Hidley.
Underarm spin there by Hidley.
That's one of those areas that you'll see Hidley and his brother wrestle well from the underhook. They're both really good there, forcing that position to try to get to their scores.
We'll see Trent coming up at 184 pounds, who was a finalist last year.
And if there was anyone that was probably happy about Hayden going up in weight, it would be Trent, because now they can train together more frequently.
Beautiful in and out technique there. A little head fake right there, drop down, and then a re-attack there by Starace, able to get the quick finish there, and he's a load on top.
Most of these Penn State guys are. They're really good. They understand shortening matches.
Right.
But Hidley did a really good job there of rotating back in to Starace to get back to his feet.
Straight on double leg attack there by Mekhi Lewis, returning national champion. And Massa's had some success at the national level too in freestyle. He's got his skill level, I think, is great. He can attack below the knee. He's great coming out the back door. He can ride when he needs to. So looks like he's into putting constant pressure forward on Lewis. Another shot there by Starace.
Sean Barnett and those guys are doing a great job at Michigan. And honestly, you can see the Kevin Jackson influence with the counter offense, running down the angles, taking singles. That is why he was brought to Michigan, and you see it.
Hidley, talk about the weight management as he moves up this year from 157. He's NC State's first 5-time All-American. It was very challenging for him to stay at that weight.
No doubt about it. He decided to go all the way up, and he's working out with his brother all the time. He wants to help Trent become a national champion, and I think he's helped him get better as well here, being closer to his weight to be able to work out with him.
And honestly, thinking back now, there was a year where this kid should have been a national champion. There was a takedown. I can't remember what match it was, but he was in the finals.
With Jason Nolf.
It was Jason Nolf. Yeah, it was Jason Nolf.
Back in 2018.
It seemed like he got the takedown at the end of the match to win the match. Obviously didn't go his way. So to speak to how damaging that weight cut was and still get there tells you what type of athlete Hayden Hidley is.
I think this is a real critical time here for Massa. He's pretty good at it. Matt returns right there. Kai's a low there, able to cover the fingers, gets his feet moving. Good quick escape. Not much riding time there, DC.
No, not much riding time. And honestly, Mekhi is, for as good as he is on his feet, for as good as he is at game planning, he's a tough guy on top, and he's committed to the ride. He isn't one of those guys that wants to just wrestle on the feet. So Massa's going to have to do a good job of scoring, trying to score points on his feet, but also escape quickly before Mekhi can get him flattened out and get him in a position where he can start to rack up that riding time.
Look at Starace coming across there on the far side there on that crackdown position. He's going to go ahead and switch to the double when he's really had his belt buckled to the sky right there. That's when he made the switch.
Coach, you know, we've seen that with a couple of guys. We saw that with Bravo Young earlier in the night. Same position, in on the high crotch, getting his hips all the way across to the opposite side. So you look at that and you see them doing it consistently. You understand that that is something Coach Sanderson and Coach Cunningham are doing inside their mat room.
Yeah, and you got an opportunity here for Massa. Got the leg up. He's pretty good down here, especially when he goes down below the knee, but he's not able to go ahead and get below the hips, get below the knee to do the finish.
You watch Mekhi Lewis get his foot to the mat. Foot to the mat. You start driving that foot back down to the mat. It allows for you to face your opponent and get away from him and score that escape point. Great job of Mekhi, but also really good attempt there by Logan Massa.
And Massa is capable of going ahead and putting multiple attacks together. He's just able to, you know, in and out, good fakes. Where he's best is when he's attacking below the knee and coming out the back door.
Lewis out in front, 1-0 near the end of the second. His only loss this year came in conference action against Hayden Hidley, down 7-2 against Carter Starachi, who as a freshman won the NCAA title, got a national championship before he finally got a Big Ten championship this year.
Well, DC, you mentioned how good that Mekhi is in the top position. I couldn't agree with you more here. Likes to ride on the right-hand side. Nice little front trip right there. And when you've only got 116 to ride, you're going to go ahead and do everything you can to keep that guy down. Nice forward trip right there. Can keep that toe on the mat right there, and they go off the mat. But nice sequence there. Already has 2 seconds of riding time headed his direction. Again, if you can't get it done on the feet, and the only way you can, one of the ways you can win is to go ahead and keep a guy down for a minute. Do it.
You got to make the effort. You got to give the effort to ride. You got to give the effort. You got to break a guy's will to get up.
Nice job of picking that far ankle there off that front trip. Good job by Massa, covering the fingers, get your feet moving.
I love that term, Coach, covering the fingers. I'm taking that back with me. You get those hands, you fight the fingers, you get away.
You see Massa doing a pretty good job of hunting. You can see his vision and everything is in a good spot. Right there, gets to the leg. That's what he was looking for, but can he stay behind the knee?
Oh,
that comes out the back door like we talked about.
Yep.
Mekhi coming around.
Oh, he got him on his back. Oh, that is crazy.
Lewis has 2. He's got a couple of swipes as well. Put the
my
pressure on Massa.
goodness.
Oh,
Yes.
he pinned him, Coach. Did you see that scramble by Mekhi Lewis?
Headed back to the finals. Boy,
Oh, my goodness.
He is overcome with emotion. He has overcome injury to get here to this point, denying Logan Massa. And Lewis will vie for his second NCAA championship, as will Carter Starachi.
setting up for a national champion finals, right? Two
Champ
champs.
versus